Hey, hi everyone. Tomorrow's the new moon. Tomorrow at 1:27 p.m. That means currently the moon is in Virgo and it is with Mars in the sky right now, and it's almost completely dark. So, you know, obviously, when it's a new moon, the sun and the moon are very close together. And right now it's passing by Mars. Mars is also very close to the sun right now. And tomorrow will come together with the sun. So I'm going to show you the chart. I hope you guys like my ears. This is for Libra. It's like bling bling. I bought them tonight for my little kid and I'm wearing them. Enough of that rubbish. Here we go. This is the chart. Okay, so there's a few things I have to say about this. I've done a little research I always like to do research and kind of dig into some of my teachers and teachings. And it really is a lot like math sometimes. I mean, it absolutely is math. There's geometry going on here. And then you have the added challenge of melding archetypes together and what a planet means and what a sign means. And so here I am trying to interpret all of it. I do evolutionary astrology. This views the stars as a representation of your soul, especially when you were born, and how you can find your path in life, what these planets might mean, just like a calendar, just like being born on a Monday in November. That's what I like to say. That imprints its own thing into your psyche, just like everything does in your life, especially when you're a child. So that's what astrology is. It's just a symbolism for your psyche. So tomorrow's new moon in Libra. Let's first tackle Libra. Libra is a big deal. Libra is ruled by Venus, and it just so happens that Venus is very close to this new moon. Let me get my little circle out here. Oh, is it blue? I hope it is. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I did it. I did it okay this time. A lot of times I don't draw very well, but there we go. That's where everything is, Libra. So I want to draw your attention to something else. And this all has a lot to do with what I'm talking about with geometry and everything. There's a line here, and then there's a line here. It's a cross, isn't it? Yes. This is the angles. So what we're looking at is Aries. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. That's right here. Ooh, let's do a diamond for Aries. I think that's good. Let's see. Ooh, yeah, that's Aries right there. And then we've got Cancer. And also, no, that's not what I want to do. Capricorn. I guess Capricorn gets a pink square too. So the reason I wanted to outline these 4 signs is because they have a lot to do with me, my needs, and then outer needs, outer world. And that's what Libra is doing. It's bringing it from me and mine to what the outer world might need. So here we go. Aries to Virgo is me. Aries to Virgo is how am I going to survive? How do I value myself? What is my inner dialogue? What are my security needs? Are they being taken care of? Where is my heart, my creativity, my inner child? And what do I want to do with my daily life? This is all, the bottom hemisphere is all about me. It's a very personal thing. So then you start to get out to Libra, which is the first sign of others. This is others. This is the world up here. So that's why the new moon in Libra is so interesting, because it is definitely the fall, the autumn. Aries is the spring. Boom. They're across from each other. So what does that mean? Well, we got everything over here in the others category. And a lot of that has to do with listening, but also projection. So when we talk about projection, what we're really doing is talking about, what do I need on the inside? What is my self dialogue? What is it here that's missing that I'm now projecting out into the world, onto others, bringing into my life? Libra is traditionally the scales. Obviously, it's balance. And I find that interesting because it is involved in these angles here. Aries is me, what I need. And when you come into the world as a baby, you take. Aries takes. Aries is cardinal fire. It is the life force, right? So it generally just takes unabashedly. It's me, my needs, you know? Cancer is the same way. It's more emotional. It's cardinal water. So you're talking about, my inner security needs, and the baby needs to be suckled, and do I suckle the baby? Like what is going on here? It's the mother archetype. But Libra is, how am I dealing with others and their needs? Because obviously that is what we're in this reality, which is the world, and that's Capricorn, which is over here. Capricorn is the government and boundaries and structure, and how, like the law tells you to deal with people. And I just find these 4 signs very intriguing, very interesting, because it really just kind of describes life and how we're going about it here, So the new moon in Libra, new intentions in what? Well, right now we also have Mercury and Venus there. What is your self-dialogue, And then, of course, that's reflected onto other people. So if we are walking through our daily life and we are criticizing ourselves and saying we're not worthy, a lot of times we'll attract those relationships. And so at this time of year, you can very much see, and this makes sense too in an archetypal sense, because you're going into the winter. Whoever you're stuck with at the moment, let's just say, let's think about ancient times when we didn't have modern amenities and could, go anywhere we want and get on the internet, blah, blah, blah. But when you're going into the fall, into the autumn, and it's starting to get cold, you have to know how to deal with people, because you're going to be in close quarters for the winter. You're going to be looking at each other. You're going to be freezing together. You're going to have to get your food in line. I mean, these are very fundamental things that we're talking about. So that's why the new moon in Libra is always interesting. You're going into the winter. It's like taking a look around you. Who is in my life? Are these relationships serving me? Are they fair? Do I feel taken from, or do I feel like I'm taking too much? These are all themes that can come up, but especially with Venus and Mercury, both in Libra as well, very close to it. This has a lot to do with what we think about ourselves. It's mental, and it's Venus is values as well. So really kind of taking stock about what I value in my life, and especially the other people. Is it a codependent relationship? Is it working? New intentions here. So how do I talk to others? Mercury, how do I talk? How do I think about others, about myself? Libra has to do with yourself and others. It is the scales. It's balancing that. Balancing your needs and others' needs. And am I projecting? Or is someone projecting onto me and it's just making me miserable, And why am I letting that happen? All right, so that's the Libra stuff. I mean, this is obviously the time to set intentions around all of that theme. If you have some relationships in your life that you would like to shift, or that you would like to maybe stand up, Aries, for yourself, or maybe you would like to give more. Maybe you feel like you're not giving like you should. Well, this is the time to set that intention. This is the time to start that cycle. This is the time to look around you. Are you with your tribe? Is your tribe working? Are the people you're going into the winter with, is it all working out? So then there's something else interesting going on that I really, really feel is juicy. And I know that that's like, I get kind of Libra's a weird energy for me because it can be so codependent. It can be so projection based. I have Venus in Libra, so I get it. So a lot of times I'll just kind of skip over. It's like Libra, 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 Libra is really like, it's either beauty and fairness or projection. And like, I need, so it can be a difficult energy as much as because it's ruled by Venus, it should feel good. Sometimes it doesn't because you're having to always weigh things out. And that's not easy. So forgive me if I feel like I'm just going, Libra, whatever, maybe I shouldn't be like that. But there's something else I want to talk about that I feel like it's involved with Libra. It's involved with this relationship heavily, actually. And that is Capricorn. Saturn and the South Node are together. All right, so I'm going to also draw this. This right here is a square. I shouldn't have drawn it in blue, but I did. And this is Libra right here. This is Capricorn. And this is Cancer. And these things naturally are 90 degrees from each other in the zodiac. So when you are translating that into normal speak, what you're saying is this is creative tension. And another interesting thing is Aries is also square to that. So let me just go ahead and draw a line so that we can see this grand cross. Even though that's not an orb, I'm just trying to illustrate the square here. So creative tension. These things are pulling on each other. Naturally, me, my needs, Libra, others, Capricorn, structure, boundaries. Those things all pull on each other, right? So, get a different color. Because we have Saturn and the South Node. Now, this is a whole other thing to bite off, and I'm going to try to do it. Saturn has been in Capricorn. It's home for, I believe, oh, Lord, I shouldn't have said that. Maybe a year or two, somewhere around there. I should know the dates, but I don't. But it's been slowly moving forward and retrograde. And then we also have Pluto in Capricorn, and we have the South Node in Capricorn. That all sounds like mumbo jumbo, I'm sure. So let me just try to translate it. This is our deepest karma. The South Node is everything buried in your DNA. The South Node is all of the baggage you carry. The South Node is all of your past behaviors that may not work for you. The shadow. That's really what the South Node represents. And Saturn is structure and boundaries. And it's also time. Saturn rules time. So when these two things come together, we can, and boundaries, Saturn rules boundaries as well. We can be looking at our shadow super hardcore right now. And Pluto, they're hanging out right close. I mean, it's 7 degrees away, but man, that's close enough for me. These outer planets have very wide ranging orbs, in my opinion. And I mean, I can't see how this Plutonian signature is not affecting this. I really think it is. And so I think it's fears. It's fears about the foundations in our lives. And when you look at the fact that that's square to the new moon in Libra, you're thinking, man, these fears are really affecting my relationships. These old wounds, this old garbage. I mean, it kind of can be garbage, and healing your family lineage. That's not like the smallest thing to tackle, So past relationship things, fear of what's going on in the outer world, the government, fear that your career is not working out and it's making your relationship at home feel weird, And Libra is also square to this Cancer archetype. This is my inner security needs. And if those aren't met, if I'm not nurturing myself, if I'm not parenting myself and really working through these things in a healthy way, writing them down, um, facing them, if I'm not facing this stuff, it's going to affect how I deal with people and the projections I put onto people. And what my inner fire Aries is like, is that showing up in the most authentic way? So the South Node and Saturn conjunct at exactly the new moon, very much, and almost being square to it. I mean, the orb's kind of crazy. Orb is just how far the degrees are away. We've got the new moon at 5 degrees and the South Node and Saturn at 13 degrees. So, I mean, it's not terribly far away. But these fears can surface and can create some waves, especially with Mars still in Virgo. We're still being very critical, very fine tuning is on our minds with Mars and Virgo. And let me see, there's something else I wanted to talk about, and I'm trying to remember. Ah, that's right. The silver lining. I mean, hello. Okay, what color do I want to do? We'll do purple. Right here. Jupiter and Venus are sextile. Now, to me, if you look at it, that looks like, let me draw, let me fill it in. This is creative for me. Look at that door opening, right? That's an open door right there. I like it. I like that open door. What is a sextile? It's an easy flowing aspect. Triangles are supportive. Triangular things last. If you build with triangles, you can count on it. Look at the pyramid, right? So to have Jupiter, the most expansive planet, the planet that you see in the sky, it's so bright. And same with Venus. Venus is so bright when it's in the sky, and they're both just so beautiful. And in ancient astrology, they really represented good luck. They were benefics. They are in support of one another right now. Jupiter's in Sagittarius, which is like my philosophy, what I know, my expansion, my path, my hero's journey. I really consider Sagittarius the hero's journey sign, the one that makes you go, what adventure am I on? And Venus in Libra is this weighing out of making things peaceful, making sure things in your life are equally balanced, that they're beautiful, that they're fair, And so it's hard for me not to see that this is the, when someone hands you your quest, your quest right here, which is, how can I dig down deep, search in my own philosophy, and really use the people in my life in a good way, not using in the way that we normally say use someone, but really using someone in the good way, which is supportive and being there for them, and you, when you need them, they're there for you. This is the way out of this. Oh gosh, the government's crazy, and oh gosh, all of my fears. Oh gosh, I don't know if my security needs are being taken care of. I don't know if I can even be myself right now. So this is really a time to lean on the people that you can lean on, the ones that are tried and true, and that will also come to the surface at this time. You will see who is in your corner and who is not. And to that effect, things will be said that will piss you off during this time. In my opinion, Mercury and Libra, like, things are just going to come out. People really flip back and forth from my Aries to Libra, the whole I am me and I will show myself, so Mercury and Libra, we might be just like saying what we think and saying what things that we love and really speaking our truth to others, and that can really trigger other people, so we're talking triggers. I was in the car and my oldest daughter was reading a Facebook status that was talking about young people. And even though what they were describing did not apply to her at all, she really took offense to this, the person really referring to the generation as a problem. You know, she was really triggered by that. She was like, this is not fair. So you're going to see issues of fairness and justice. And people look at, Sagittarius is book learning. So people looking through books and saying, this, look, it's written here in this sacred text, you know, or my guru says this. That's also part of the Jupiter-Neptune square, which is also kind of like, is this real? Is this not real? Is this a conspiracy? Is this real life for real right now? The dynamics of this chart and this astrology are not like the easiest. It's definitely a shifting time in our society. And so that's why, I'll wrap it up here, the new moon in Libra, it really, really is a good time to set intentions on working with your fellow humans and finding the relationships that support your life, your foundations, finding the people who love conditionally or unconditionally. I mean, it would be nice, but I think a lot of this reality is conditional love. So, I mean, you obviously have to show up in your own way and support those people back. But really finding the people that you can work with, who understand your structure, who understand your boundaries, who understand your security needs, you know, and also you have to understand theirs. And you have to also be very accountable for your own self-talk and your own decisions to stay in relationships that may not be serving you. And that could even be relationships with relationship. Like, other people do not solve your problems. That's another thing that this new moon can bring up, you know, like no one's there. When you come to the end of your life, no one else is reading your book. You're the only one who can review it. You have your memories, you have your thoughts, your feelings. You do. So ultimately, anything not serving you in your life, including your own self-talk, you know, you have to really work on that. This is your story. You are writing it. No one else can. No one else can even read it at the end of your life. You do. This is your own story for your own life. And you are responsible for it, ultimately. So that responsibility balloons, you know, into, am I, by staying in this wrong relationship, business, family, love, or otherwise, is this holding not just me back? Is it holding them back? You know, if I decide to leave this toxic thing, maybe they'll find someone that works, and maybe I will too. They keep stealing my pencils or something. I'm done with that. Oh. So, I mean, it's really important as well because the full moon in Aries coming up, I believe it's like October 13th, will highlight this even more, because what does that do? That shines the light on you, your identity, who you are, you know? This isn't about other people at the full moon. This is about how you doing with yourself. So just be really smart to set some intentions tomorrow on how to really align your relationships to work with your values, to be in line with what you really want for your life, you know? And that could be your relationship to anything. I mean, that's why I said business, partnerships, love, but we are also talking relationships to, I mean, the earth. I mean, we're talking the whole Pluto-Saturn conjunction in Capricorn and Uranus and Taurus. You know, what's your relationship to the earth? Are you doing what you need to do, or are you just projecting? I can't believe they do that. I can't believe they litter. Do you compost? Do you buy local? But But they no, 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 that's a very I mean, that's what we're talking about with the projection thing. No, no, no. You. Mm. Your relationship to drugs and alcohol, your relationship to food, your relationship to sex, your relationship to your finances, your relationship to how you communicate, your relationship to the community, your relationship to your subconscious, your relationship to spirit. I mean, these things can manifest, especially in your own natal chart, in any of these places. So it's not so cut and dry. I just really believe the message is make sure you're not projecting and blaming, but taking um, control of your decisions and what you're bringing into your life. That's this Libra new moon. Well, there's probably other things I could say, but I think I'm done. Um, I really want this weekend to be beautiful. I have a wonderful friend getting married on the new moon in Libra, which is a very great intention to set at this time. I mean, Libra literally deals with love and partnership. So that's going to be wonderful and it's perfect. That's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm witnessing a marriage. Very Libra new moon. So, what will you do tomorrow to build your relationships, either with yourself or with someone else or something else? It's a good time to do that. It's a good time to weigh. It's a good time to check. Virgo really gets critical. Libra's like, let's just be peaceful. And sometimes bringing peace to your life means leaving something, and sometimes it means going after something, and sometimes it means not rocking the boat. You know, it really just depends on what you are dealing with in your life. And I hope that it is a really nice new moon. Get some rest, do something to care for yourself, to care for your I think a friend shared something. It's like Libra new moon, care for your skin. So yeah, get your skin, go to get a facial if you can afford it. And if not, if you can't afford it, then like go get one of those masks on sale at Target or something. Put it on. Take a bath, get in a hot tub, paint your nails. And I'm talking to the girls and the guys. I'm talking to all the people. Love yourself. Love others. This is a time for love, 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 love. New moon love. Mm. It's a time to wear your diamond encrusted kitty ears. Yeah. All right, everyone. Have a good evening. It's 10:50. I'm crazy. Mwah. Let me know if you need anything. Holler at me if you want a session. We'll look at where it's going on in your chart. For me, it's in my fourth house of home, and I want a new kitchen table. My relationship with my kitchen table is not good. All right. Good evening.